The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And a good Sunday afternoon to you. My name is Ron Juckett. We welcome you to the show where today the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox will take center stage at the stadium in the Bronx. The Yankees come in 44-26. And, yes, as I snort, seem to have a leg up in the American League East. They have won 8 straight. They took the last of the games against California. They went to Fenway Park and swept the Red Sox, and now come in back home after a 4-game sweep of the Tigers in Detroit. So the Yankees are sitting pretty. This is their 71st game. The Red Sox, they get within a game and a half or two, and the Yankees get ahead, and the Red Sox starting pitching just isn't as good as New York's. Here we go. Choke on that sausage. That's not a dirty pun. But today, the Red Sox seem to have an advantage. They will go with Dennis Eckersley. The Yankees will go with Andy Messersmith, who is a shadow of his former self. But you never know. So the Red Sox are 38-33. The Yankees are 44-26. The first of 6 games this week. We'll be with you all the way through Friday. And so right here on Retro Sports Network. That's Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Tonight, from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, it is the 3rd place Boston Red Sox and the 1st place New York Yankees. Brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the internet for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so Andy Messersmith. Wow. Hey, choke on my own lunch, and that's what happens, Lorenzo. So Andy Messersmith, the former Dodger. Yes, you are in the right place. Welcome to Fortnite. My name is Ron. Andy Messersmith, who is making his, probably his last, no, he's got one more start after this, making his 4th start of the year, is 0-2 with the Yankees. He's only been here since May 26th, and the ERA of 10.29. Which, not even in cricket terms, is that good. His last time out was against the Angels. He went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, allowed a run, it was earned. He walked none and struck out 3. He has not made it past 5 innings in any of his 3 starts. His best start came on May 29th against Cleveland. He only gave up 4 runs in 4 innings that game. So overall, 14 innings for Messersmith, 18 hits, 7 home runs allowed, 17 runs in total, 16 earned. He has walked 9 and struck out 9. He is an extreme, as in a 3+ extreme fly ball pitcher. And the fastball, he may not be able to place it, but it does hit 93 on the gun. Now, normally I would do the Red Sox, but we'll take the Yankees because they are the home team. So I am managing the Yankees. The Yankees bullpen is tired. Dick Tidrow is probably the first out of the pen, and they can get probably 3 innings out of Goose Gossage if they need it. But they don't want to have to do that because Ken Clay and Sparky Lyle are exhausted. Here's the lineup that Messersmith and company will face. How you doing, Tribe fan? Rick Burleson will lead off at short for Boston. Jerry Remy at second will bat second. Yep, Messersmith. Jim Rice will bat third and be the DH. Carl Yastrzemski is in left. He will clean up. Pudge Fisk is behind the plate, will bat 5th. Freddie Lynn is in center field, will hit 6th. George Scott at first will bat 7th. Dwight Evans in right will go 8th, and Butch Hobson is at 3rd, and he'll bat 9th. Defensively for the Yankees, Roy White is a 7-1 in left. Gary Thomason in for the injured Mickey Rivers. Mickey's not even in there as a player on the bench. Thomason's a 3. Piniella a 5 and a 2 in right. Reggie is your DH. The infield is still banged up. Greg Nettles at 3rd. He's a 10. Fred Stanley a 5 at short, no Bucky Dent. Damaso Garcia a 4 at second, no Willie Randolph. Chris Chambliss is a 10 at first. Thurman Munson a 9 and an 8 behind the plate, and Messersmith is a 3 on the mound with a perfect fielding percentage. Monday night, June 26, 1978. Burleson steps in at 194, a home run and 23 RBI. Messersmith, the weather, by the way, tonight in New York, beautiful. 80 degrees, winds blowing right to left at 13. I am controlling the Yankees. The computer's controlling the Sox. Messersmith deals, and Burleson hits this one into center. Thomason is there, 1 out. So Messersmith can go 105 pitches, and if he's lucky, he might be able to get through 5. Jerry Remy at 304, no homers, and 21 RBI. Andy deals. Remy bunts one down foul, and it'll be an 0-2 count. So hope that you had a good day Saturday. Remy swings it back and forth. Pitch from Messersmith. Popped up Munson. Lot of room here in New York. Goes to the screen and makes the catch. 2 out. For Jim Rice, who's hitting .342. Major League leading 27 home runs. Remember, this is the Red Sox 72nd game. And 68 RBI. Again, he leads the majors. Pitch from Messersmith. Into left, White in the corner. Makes the catch to retire the side. So Andy got the side on 9 pitches. Doing all right. We played half an inning. Here comes Eckersley. Red Sox nothing. Here come the Yankees. So for Dennis, this is his 16th start of the year. He is 6-7 with a 3.46 ERA. We're being told that Messersmith actually went 6 1/3 in the real game in a 4-1 loss. I think the Yankees would take 6 1/3. Now, here's a news flash. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dave Little. Happy birthday to you. So Eckersley has 1 start against the Yankees. And that was his last time out on the 21st. He went the route. He went 9, 11 hits in the loss, 5 runs, 4 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. So in 117 innings, he's allowed 107 hits, 16 home runs, 54 total runs, 45 earned. He has walked 32 and struck out 60. His last one came against Seattle on June 16th. Fastball pitcher at 89 does not favor the ground ball or the fly ball. The Yankees send up Roy White to lead off in left field. Craig Nettles will bat second and play third. Thurman Munson behind the plate will catch. Chris Chambliss cleans up at first. Lou Piniella and Wright will go fifth. Reggie Jackson, the DH today, will bat sixth. Gary Thomason in center will go seventh. Fred Stanley at short will bat eighth. And Damaso Garcia, who had such a big game yesterday, will bat ninth and play second. Glad you're along, Dave. So defensively for Boston, Yaz is in left. He's a 9 and a 6. Freddie Lynn is a 10 and a 6 in center. Dwight Evans a 10 and an 8 in right. That is one heck of a defensive outfield. Butch Hobson is not a good defensive player. He's a 6 in a fielding percentage of .899. Rick Burleson is a 9 at short. Remy is a 6 at second. George Scott, the boomer, is a 9 at first. Carlton Fisk an 8 and a 7 behind the plate. And Eckersley is an 8 on the mound. He should not commit an error. Roy White is at 241. 4 homers and 16 RBI. Eckersley deals, and there's a line drive left center. Lynn is there, 1 away. So that'll bring up Nettles, who's having a monster year. He and Rice and Chet Lemon are the 3 best batters in the American League. Nettles at 348, 15 homers, and 52 RBI. No, my pleasure. Do that every morning. Try to get up about the same time. To wish everybody a good morning and a good day. Pitch to Eckersley is a ground ball base hit, so Nettles is on with a single. He is 8th in the majors with 15 homers and 6th with 52. And he's on the Red Sox. He's owning everybody right now. Thurman at 280, Munson with 2 homers and 41 RBI. He was here right at the start, Robbie. Ninth game tomorrow, 7:45-ish. After support chat with Mr. Gardner. Can't tell you who it is yet because I haven't looked. But night game tomorrow and then day games the rest of the week. Pitch to Munson is strike 3. Eckersley got him to swing and miss. He wanted a fastball, got something in the breaking ball territory, and there's 2 out for Chambliss. Chris at 269, 4 homers and 38 RBI. Gel 54. Oh. That was Lorenzo, jeez. So, Gel 54, you are my 93rd follower here on Twitch. Told you, Chambliss. I had the Dunkin' Sausage Scramble Bowl, Lorenzo. It's full of sausage and bell peppers and cheese, and we'll pretend it's scrambled eggs. Had nothing to do with anything naughty. Get your mind out of the gutter. And remind you that the girls of, or the ladies of Locomotive Illustrated Magazine will be on the stands in a couple of weeks as we preview the new 420 steam engine. Follow that on Dave Gardner and Cleveland Spiders Baseball. Eck just, well, they won 20 in the real year, Mike. The Red Sox just weren't that good. Pitch to Chambliss is a fly ball left field. Yastrzemski will make a diving catch in Death Valley. Oh, he got his pants dirty, but he'll take it. The Yankees go down. No runs, a hit, no errors after 1. No score. It'll be Yaz, Fisk, and Lynn. Carl at 277, 11 homers, and 34 RBI. That's what the Gulag will do. Absolutely. So the Yankees strand a runner. The Red Sox are looking for their first base runner. And Yaz will do that with a single up the middle. So that's the first hit for Boston. And then I'll bring up Pudge Fisk at 327, 10 homers, and 40 RBI. It's an antsy crowd tonight. The Yankees have won 8 straight. Doing all that on the road. They've won 7 in a row on the road. They swept 3 at Fenway and 4 in Detroit. Pitch to Fisk is a long drive, left center, long gone. And the Red Sox draw first blood. Fisk just flipped the bat and kept his head down around the bases. There wasn't a blessed thing Thomason could do. And it's 2-0 Boston. Nope, there's one more for Messersmith. Seriously, no Dodgers? He's giving me crap about no Dodgers. You don't know how many Dodger games I have ready to queued up to go? I think they're actually playing tomorrow. Or it's the Reds and the Astros. Reno, you'll love that. That's at 7:45, 4:45 tomorrow night. So 2-0 Red Sox, and here comes Freddie Lynn at 286, 8 homers and 41 RBI. Pitch to Lynn, ball 4. Oh. I've made an effort there, Lorenzo, not to overload you with Red Sox games. Here's the boomer. 297, 3 homers and 17 RBI. The Red Sox, by the way, we'll show you the standings in a moment, are 6.5 out of first. Pitch to Scott, struck him out. Messersmith got him on a 1-2 fastball at 94, tipped right in the waiting glove of Thurman Munson. And then I'll bring up Dwight Evans at 187, 9 homers and 35 RBI. I believe that is a Joe Exotic. Isn't that Tiger King? I prefer Burger King, exactly. Evans draws a walk. And so runners on first and second. I agree, Dave. I absolutely agree. First and second for Hobson, 253. 11 homers and 40 RBI. Messersmith delivers. Ball 4, and they're loaded. So they got a good first inning out of Andy, and they haven't gotten here. So 9 batters deep, 31 pitches, an inning and a third, 2 hits. The massive homer by Fisk. He has walked 3 and struck out 1. Kenny Castro. Good Sunday afternoon to you. So Lynn on third, Evans on second, Hobson on first. Burleson is 0 for 1. Pitch to Rick is a line drive center field. Lynn scores. Evans scores. Hobson stops at third. And that makes it 4-0 Boston. So the Red Sox trying to do to the Yankees what the Yankees did up at Fenway, which is win. Brings up Jerry Remy, who's 0 for 1. Dick Tidrow starting to loosen in the Yankees' pen. Pitch to Remy. Ball 4. And Messersmith is coming close to it. He needs to give up another run, or 3 more base runners. And he has no place to put Jim Rice, who is 0 for 1. Pitch to Jimmy. Here's a base hit up the middle. Hobson will score. Burleson scores. Remy goes to third. Billy Martin coming out of the dugout. That'll do it. 6 and 1 out here in the second. And so they're looking at Dick Tidrow. Oh, Tidrow pitches in 2 days. There is not a lot of options for the New York Yankees. And if they go with Tidrow now, well, they'll play doubleheader. Oof. And Larry McCall goes in 2 days. They have no good options. Guidry goes tomorrow. And Billy says, I gotta go with you as long as I can. And so they're going to leave him in. One out for Yaz, who singled and scored. The Red Sox have batted around. 6-0 here in the second. Line drive, base hit. Remy will score. And Billy Martin reaches for the Schaefers. And now bring up Carlton Fisk. His 2-run homer were the first runs. It's now 7-0 here. He's got to get an out. Pitch to Fisk. Ground ball to Nettles. Might be... No, they're going to go to first. And Fisk beat it out. And that'll do it. He's got to go with Tidrow. And so we got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. So Tidrow is going to have to do some yeoman's work. He's got 70 pitches on his dance card. He is 5-3 with a 3.40 ERA. That's the good news. This is his second relief appearance of the year. California lit him up for 2 runs and 5 hits in 3 1/3 innings. On the 17th, he has walked 1 and struck out 1. In 82 overall innings, he's allowed 75 hits. 34 runs, 31 earned. He has walked 25 and struck out 37. Given up 6 homers. He is a fly ball pitcher. And it throws that fastball at 85. I love the Giants, Lorenzo. I don't understand why you keep picking on Big Blue. So he's coming in with the bases loaded and a 7-run deficit. to face Freddie Lynn, who walked and scored in this inning. Pitch to Freddie. Struck him out. Got him on a 1-2, and there's 2 out. We're only in the second. The Yankees aren't out of this. Here's George Scott. Struck out. He's 0 for 1. Tidrow deals, and there's a fly ball to right, but Piniella is there, and that will retire the side. Well, this is kind of one of those hang on to your hat type deals if you're a Yankee fan. The Red Sox get 7 runs on 6 hits and no errors, all charged to Andy Messersmith's Bank Americard after an inning and a half at 7-0 Boston. No one feels bad for the Yankees. No one feels, well, Mike feels bad, but the Red Sox, the Patriots got a touchdown. Oh, he'd love that. He would love that, Dave. He really, really would. Kurt is an awesome guy. It'll be Piniella, Jackson, and Thomason to face Eckersley, who's waited for about a half hour between innings. Piniella at 272, no homers, and 21 RBI. Pitch to Lou is a ground ball to Remy, and the hole over to Scott, 1 away. So here's Reggie at 308, 15 homers and 50 RBI. Eckersley deals. Jackson's sharp grounder to Scott, picked it up. Runs to the bag for the out. Yep, Sox put up a 7 spot off Andy Messersmith in the second inning. Or a Ron Kittle late, you could be. Here's Thomason. His misplay allowed Messersmith to get really rattled. Thomason at 235, 3 home runs and 6 RBI. The touchdown was obviously scored by a Michigan Wolverine, Dave. Pitch to Gary is a ground ball to Burleson. Dives, throws, got him. So Burleson with the big play, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Even if it is your birthday, we're not allowing that. After 2, it's 7-0 Boston. So Evans, who walked and scored, Hobson and Burleson. Honelle, Sam Cunningham plunged in from the 2. And Al, Red Sox fan, converted the extra point. Pitch to Dewey is a liner in the right center field. That's going to drop for a hit. I try my best, Lorenzo. Here's Hobson. Butch walked and scored. The pride of Alabama. Pitch from Tidrow, and there's a fly ball to left. White has it for the out. Tidrow starts part of a doubleheader on Wednesday. So, and he needs to go all 70 of those pitches. Payne Sam the Bam scored 4 touchdowns against Ohio. So who do you play for? Southern Cal or UCLA? 1 out, Burleson, 1 for 2. He's driven in 2 on the double. Fly ball to left. White is there. Makes the catch. 2 out for Remy, who walked and scored. Southern Cal. And the Russian Premier Division is just good for Lorenzo again. Builds strength, puts character, puts hair on your chest. I do love it. Pitch to Remy is a fly ball to right. Piniella down the line makes the catch to retire the side. So Tidrow has stemmed the bleeding. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, a hit, no errors. It's Boston 7, the Yankees nothing. So Fred Stanley, Damaso Garcia, and then Roy White to face Eck in the 3rd. Freddie at 163 with 3 RBI. Pitch from Eck is a line drive up the middle. So there's a single, second hit. And so that'll bring up Garcia, who is 4 for 6 with the Yankees. Somewhere in an office in Toronto, they're going, he could play for us. from the stretch. There's a ground ball to Scott. He will not go to second. He takes it to the bag himself, and Stanley moves up 90. 1 out for White. So Eck threw his first 9. Oh! Oh! Kaboom! Eckersley had 32 pitches, 2 1/3 innings. 2 hits and a strikeout. Roy White's 0 for 1. Art Schleister. Yeah, oh, I know what game Jeremiah's watching. Oh, wow. Lorenzo's, wow. Russian thing going well. Number 1, tried to beat the number 1 team, or tied number 1, beat number 2, won 2 Russia Cup games, and lost to a third-place team. First loss in 8 games. It is a long season. So here's White. He's 0 for 1. Runner on second, and Eckersley will walk him. So Dennis lost him on a 3-1 downstairs. And that'll bring up Nettles, who singled his first time up. I've seen enough of these Red Sox-Yankee games to know that a 7-run lead for the Fens is not safe. Pitch to Nettles is right back to Eckersley for the second out. He does his impression of Jerry Cheevers, and there's 2 out for Munson, who struck out in the first. So 2 out in the bottom of the third. 7-0 Boston. Pitch to Munson, runners go. Ground ball to Burleson by the bag. Flips it to Remy, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Yankees strand 2 after 3. I didn't even know the standings yet. It's Boston 7, the Yankees nothing. And so the Yankees have won 8 straight. They lead Baltimore by 3 and the Red Sox by 6.5. In the West, Kansas City has won 4 straight. The Angels have kind of, well, they found their devilish streak, shall we say. They've lost 8 straight, and they're 2 back. In the American League West, the Rangers have won 9 straight, and 4 teams are within 3.5, and when you add the White Sox, it's 5 within 5.5. In the West, in the National League, the Dodgers are 46-24, Lorenzo. Pay attention, 46-24. They lead Houston by 4.5. And the Reds were the benefactors of the Dodgers' success, and they're now 7.5 back. In the East, the Phillies have caught fire. They've won 9 of 10 in 4 straight, and they lead Pittsburgh by a game. So long streaks a lot here. The Angels have lost 8. The A's have lost 8. Texas has won 9. And the Yankees have won 8. Yep. So Jim Rice, 1 for 2. He now has 70 RBI because he drove in 2 in the second. Pitch from Tidrow is a fly ball to left. White makes the catch for the out. Michigan man remembers a game in Texas when Detroit was up 9 runs in the first 2 innings. Out beyond left field, a big storm, and those are scary out in the Arlington way. Next thing you know, the Tigers were getting blankets and trying to make it rain. Yaz is 2 for 2. He has singled twice, driven in a run, and scored. Tidrow. And there's a little blooper in the left center field, and Carl is 3 for 3. Brings up Pudge Fisk. He opened up the spigots with a massive home run in the Death Valley in the second. So Tidrow, 2 innings, 22 pitches, and 2 hits with 1 strikeout. No runs. All 7 runs charged to Andy Messersmith. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 on the inside corner, 2 away. For Freddie Lynn, who has walked and struck out. Tidrow deals, and there's a fly ball center field. Thomason is there. He'll make the catch to retire the side. The Red Sox get a hit and leave them on. They've stranded 5, 3.5 in the books. 7-0 Red Sox. So Chambliss, Padella, and Jackson to face Eckersley here in the 4th. Pitch to Chris, who's 0 for 1. In the shallow right, here comes Dewey. Makes the catch for the out. See if Lorenzo can tell what I'm drinking today. I'll tell you first that Panella's 0 for 1. Eckersley delivers, and there's a ground ball by the bag at second. Burleson over to Scott for the out. I'm fine with it. I don't think that Lorenzo asks because I forget that we don't get the Twitch chat on the YouTube. Robbie, 30 days in a row is a lot. What do I think of the NBA G League increasing the money offers to high schoolers? If you don't want to play college basketball, you shouldn't have to play college basketball. Let's have college basketball reserved for those who actually want to be students and play 3 years. You think you're good enough to come out. Nothing wrong with toiling in Des Moines. They do it in baseball. Nobody bats an eye. Here's Reggie. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to Jackson is a ground ball to Remy. Over to Scott, and that will retire the side. So Eckersley throwing bullets out there. We go to the 5th. It's 7-0 Boston. So Scott was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Evans and Hobson to face Tidrow here in the 5th. Dick, 2 2/3 innings, 27 pitches, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Thanks. Yeah, you know, paying to play. If you think you can play, then why not? Why go through the charade or the charade of going to school when you just want to play basketball? Pitch to Scott. There goes a fly ball in this right center field. Scott's going for 2. He's there. I'll bring up Dwight Evans. I don't think it'll hurt college basketball. There are some players who aren't ready to play minor league basketball and want that education. And here's a dirty little secret, and you see this with some other players. You can always go back to school and get your degree. Okay? Always go back to school and get your degree. It's good PR for the school. Dwight Evans singled, walked, and scored a run. I think you might see more of it, especially if it doesn't look like that college seasons are going to start on time. And I doubt that they do. And I think if you're ready for the grind of playing professional basketball, you should do it. Pitch to Evans. Ball 4. Focus back on Tidrow. Halfway through his pitch count. But if he's halfway through, he could give the Yankees 5 innings. Here's Hobson. He has walked and scored a run. He's 0 for 1. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. None of the players went to class the second semester because when the March Madness was over, they left school. Pitch to Hobson is a ground ball back to Stanley. I thought Tidrow was going to knock it down. He doesn't. He throws to Chambliss, and Hobson's out by an eyelash. Stanley had to go get that on the grass, and I think Tidrow's glove did tick it. So Scott on third, Evans on first for Burleson, who doubled. He's 1 for 3. He's scored once and driven in 2. And Tidrow has done yeoman's work. Pitch to Burleson. There's a ground ball base hit right side. Scott will score. Evans will try to go home. Gonna be close. They're throwing home. Munson puts on the tag. No, sir. Evans makes it 9-0. And the Red Sox are sitting pretty. Here's Remy. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Tidrow delivers. Struck him out. 2 out. He swung on and missed. They're going to have to go with McCall, I would think, who was the other starter for Wednesday, just to make it even. Here's Jim Rice. He's 1 for 3. He had a 2-run single in the second. Pitch to Jim Ed is a ground ball to Nettles over to Chambliss, and that will retire the side. But the Red Sox get 2 on 2 hits and no errors. Hey, you've sat through this for 34 minutes. Let's get you a commercial, shall we? Red Sox 9, the Yankees nothing. Well, Andy Messersmith has one more start on his dance card. All 7 of those 9 runs are Jerry Ryan charged to Messersmith. He only threw 43 pitches. He was supposed to go 100. He only faced 14 batters. He retired 4. And Tidrow is actually faced more batters than Messersmith and probably can go 1 more inning. Amazon Movie the Spades and discover the card that pays you back. So Thomason, Stanley, and Garcia. This was a Monday night game, the 26th of June. Thomason is 0 for 1. Eckersley humming right along here in the bottom of the 5th. Line drive. Burleson has it. 1 away. For Freddie Stanley, who's 1 for 1. Mike, someone want to tell me what date Martin was fired? I mean, you really can't pin in much of this on Billy, what you're seeing tonight. There's no Dent. There's no Randolph. There's, no Mickey Rivers. The bullpen is burnt. That you might be able to pin on Billy. But they are 44 and 26. Pitch to Stanley is a fly ball to left. Yastrzemski got it. 2 out. For Garcia, who's 0 for 1. Pitch to Damaso is a ground ball to Remy. Over to first, and the Yankees go down in order. So, after 5, it's 9-0 Boston. So Tidrow might go into the 7th. He certainly has done what he's needed to do. Yaz is 3 for 3. Has singled 3 times, scored July 24th. Okay, so this is the last month of Billy. Now, at 44 and 26 in first place, Billy would have to beat up multiple urinals to get fired. Because the Yankees, as you would expect, looking back, were the stronger team. I'm sure ABC had this game. Pitch to Yaz is a fly ball to right. Piniella moves in, makes the catch, 1 away. For Fisk, his 2-run shot in the 2nd started all this. 2 for 3. Now has 11 home runs on the year and 2 RBI. Also singled and struck out. No, that's true. But there are a ton of injuries right now for the Yankees, which is one of the reasons why they fell 14.5 out of first place. Fisk line drive to Nettles. 2 out. The tough thing for the Yankees as we get into September, thinking that far ahead. So they were 41 and 30. So they're only playing 3 wins ahead of their pace. It's not like the Yankees were playing bad baseball. They'll lose Willie Randolph for the year at some point, and Brian Doyle will play second. Freddie Lynn is in center field, and he's 0 for 2. He has walked, struck out, and scored. Pitch from Tidrow is gone. Lynn sends out 1 into the bullpens, and it's 10-0 Boston. So Al Red Sox fan is connected on a field goal. And Boston was 51 and 21. So they are 13 wins beneath where they were. Here's the pitch to Lynn again. Tidrow just kind of left it over the middle of the plate, and Lynn just meatballed that one into left field. His 9th of the year, and all Roy White could do was turn and watch it go. Here's the boomer. He is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out and scored. Tidrow delivers strike 3, and so Scott swung on and missed the fastball, and so 1 run, the home run by Lynn, and no errors. 5.5 down. It's 10-0 Boston. Roy White will lead off the bottom of the 6th. Eckersley threw 18 batters, 60 pitches, 5 innings, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. That walk was to Roy White. Well, the weather is clear in 74. So Scooter's eating his cannoli, but he's not crossing the GW yet. Eckersley delivers, and White hits this one into left center. Yaz will settle it in for the out, 1 away. Nettles has one hit. Fred Stanley has the other. Nettles has a single. Eckersley from the wind, and there's a fly ball to right. Back goes Evans, and that's gone. So the Yankees get a rouge, and it's 10-1. So that's a 16th home run for Nettles. And in the bleachers, they're calling comeback, comeback. He put that out in the wind blowing out to right center at 8 miles an hour. And Nettles finally gives them a reason to cheer, as there's much rejoicing, and yeah. Dave writing the play-by-play here. Here's Munson. He's 0 for 2 in the strikeout, so no shutout for Eckersley. Pitch to Thurm. And there's a base hit into left center field. Yastrzemski will cut it off. Going for 2. The throw to Remy. Not in time. So Munson trying to make something happen, and he turned a single into a double. And those who are enjoying the lower price Schaefer's out in the right center are having a good time now. Here's Chambliss. He's 0 for 2. Because Schaefer is the beer to have when you're having more than one. Pitch from Eckersley. Ground ball, line drive, foul. First base side. And the count is 0-2. Somebody from Bayonne made that play. Well, if it was an ABC game, they all worked 6. With Mr. Messer and Bill White. Pitch to Chambliss. Line drive to Remy. Throws to second. Munson is doubled off. And so while we figure where Phil's getting his cannolis from, Thurman, Munson gets doubled off as second. And that'll do. They get the home run from Nettles, and then the base running boo-boo. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We've played 6 at the stadium. It's Boston 10, New York 1. So it'll be Evans, Hobson, and Burleson, and it'll be Tidrow for a little bit. Well, they have separate crews for radio and television. The Yankees did not. For PIX. They did have a separate crew for cable. Kind of. That included Fran Healy and Mel Allen. Pitch to Dewey, who's 1 for 1. Line drive, center field. Thomason's there, 1 out. For Hobson, who's 0 for 2, he has walked and scored. Tidrow delivers, struck him out. So that's the 5th strikeout for Tidrow. Here's Rick Burleson. He's driven in 4 today. He's singled and doubled and scored a run. The pitch into center field. Thomason going back, but will make the catch to retire the side. After stretch time, 10-1 Boston. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ratcast. Happy birthday to you. So Dave wanted me to tell you that he doesn't hate the Canadians. That was cute. I love those little hockey cakes. The North Stars one was cute too. Lou Piniella is 0 for 2. Eckersley had 78 pitches through 6. Piniella, Reggie, and Thomason here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch from Eck, and there's a ground ball to Hobson over to first for the out. Brings up Reggie, who's 0 for 2. Eck winds and fires. Ball 4. And Reggie claps his hands on the full count pitch that was way off the plate. Here's Thomason, who's 0 for 2. Yanks have won 8 straight. They swept the Red Sox last week at Fenway. Pitch to Thomason is a fly ball center field. Back goes Lynn, and he'll make the catch at the base of the track. I don't want to hear about anybody in the saddle right now, okay? So 2 out for Stanley, who's 1 for 2. Yankees 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. They've left 3 on. The Red Sox 10 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. They've left 6. Pitch to Stanley, who's 1 for 2. Fly ball right center field. Lynn goes over and makes... Had nothing to do with you. I just know about saddles and swings. That's what Dave Gardner told me about. They got more games on TV. So 79 was their first year? Okay. Anyway, Dick Tidrow's day is done. 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 5. And now I got, oops. Now I got to figure out who the heck to use. They're going to go with Eddie Figueroa. So Figueroa making an emergency... Yes, yeah, you don't want to know. Making an emergency relief appearance. He's not scheduled to pitch until July. So he's made 15 starts. But beggars can't be choosers here. You need to get that bullpen healthy again. That Klingons love them, Robbie. He did not start against the Red Sox. It's his first appearance against Boston. He's coming in. He's on 2 days rest. 8 2/3 innings against the Tigers in the no decision. 13 hits. 6 runs all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 3. 118 innings. 111 hits. 11 homers. 48 runs, 44 earned. He's walked 41 and struck out 41. Fastball pitcher at 85 and a fly ball pitcher. So, this is just keeping his arm warm so you don't have to use Gossage, because you're not going to waste Gossage in a game you're down 9 runs. Remy is 0 for 3. He has walked and struck out with a run scored. All that and a fine mustache for Figueroa, who's 7-7 on the year with a 3.36 ERA. Pitch to Remy, ball 4. I mean, remember yesterday the Yankees had to use Catfish Hunter to close. Here's Rice. He's 1 for 4. He's driven in runs number 69 and 70. Figueroa trying to get loose. Ground ball to Stanley, might be 2. Garcia for 1 over to Chambliss. And Figueroa, who is the king of the ground ball, got a double play. How you doing, Kurt Berglund? They'll bring up Yaz. Yaz has singled 3 times, drove in a run, and scored. So 2 out. If they can keep Clay and Lyle fresh, that will help out for the Yankees the rest of the series. Pitch to Yastrzemski, ball 4. So Yaz draws a walk. Lions 1, 8 wings, 12 Pistons, 16. Okay. Pudge Fisk is 2 for 4. His 2-run shot in the second were the first runs of the game. His 11th of the year and drove in 42. Pitch to Fisk. Struck him out. So Figueroa got him on a full count breaking ball. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Boston 10, the Yankees 1. So Eckersley trying to get his 7th of the year. Garcia is 0 for 2. Be Garcia, then the top of the order, White and Nettles. Pitch from the Eck. Into right center field. Lynn Evans running around, and that will fall into no man's land. Lynn, Evans, Scott, and Remy have a convention, but on the first ballot, the ball drops. That is a cheap hit. And that'll bring up White, who's 0 for 2 in the walk. So through 27 batters, Eckersley 102 pitches, 7 hits, 5 hits, 7 innings plus. I feel like an 80s printer. I just can't stay in line. 5 hits, the home run to Nettles, 2 walks and a strikeout. Pitch to White is a ground ball to Scott Burleson for 1, and that's it. So it's a fielder's choice, 3-6 and 1 out for Nettles, who was singled and homered. 10-1 Boston, bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Greg is a fly ball, shallow left field. Hobson makes the catch. In fact, he had to go through in the crowd. That was a foul ball. And he reached in and stole it from a little kid from Staten Island. Not a happy camper right now either. Here's Munson. Is that something you could do over like Zoom, Kurt? The virtual tournament? Here's Munson. 1 for 3. He has doubled and struck out. White on first. 2 out. Bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Munson. Struck him out. Eckersley got him on the inside edge on a fastball. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We've played 8. It's Boston 10, New York 1. Robbie, they'd have to do individual teams. I wonder if Zoom or something like that could work. Because y'all have the cards. Freddie Lynn, George Scott, and Dwight Evans. Lynn 1 for 3. He hit a solo shot. He scored twice tonight. Figueroa mopping up. Lynn to deep right field. Piniella, that's off the wall. Lynn's going for 2. He's in there standing. Here's George Scott. He's 1 for 4. Has struck out twice and doubled. Ball roller. And you can put that, should be able to put that on the screen so you can see it. Or you just make sure that, you know, you have, if you use the shakers for the die, because it is an APA tournament, that it can be seen. Pitch to Scott is a fly ball to left. White doesn't even have to move too far, has it for the out. Lynn will go to third. The throw to Nettles is not in time. So it was close. White has that ramen noodle arm, and there's 1 out for Evans. Dewey has walked and scored twice. He's 1 for 2. Figueroa deals, and there's a line drive to Stanley for the 2nd out. So Lynn will hold right there at third for Hobson, who's 0 for 3. Walk and a run scored for Butch, along with a strikeout. Figueroa in supreme mop-up duty in a 10-1 Red Sox lead. Top of the 9th. Pitch to Hobson. Line drive, base hit center field. That's an 11 spot for Boston. Yeah, but, you know, the Red Sox and the Yankees didn't follow any rules. They just hated each other. You could sneeze at the plate, and Munson and Fisk would try to beat you up. Here's Burleson. He's 2 for 5. Single, double, and has driven in 4. Hobson on first. Figueroa deals. Ground ball to Garcia. Flips it to Stanley, and that will do. So the Red Sox get a run on 2 more hits and no errors. They've left 8 on, and they hold a 10-run lead. It'll be Chambliss, Piniella, and Jackson here in the bottom of the 9th. Chambliss is 0 for 3. There's a ground ball to Remy in the hole. Over to Scott for the 1st out. Remember, the rest of the Monday in baseball, and we'll tell you what we're doing Monday night at 7:45 Eastern. 4:45 Pacific. Piniella's 0 for 3. Pitch to Lou is a ground ball to Remy. Over to first. 2nd verse, same as the 1st. So 2 out for Jackson, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch to Reggie is a ground ball to Burleson. He's going to have to hurry. That's on the grass. The throw to first, and the ball game's over. So the Red Sox get 1 back on the Yankees. They win this one 11-1. So Eckersley goes to 7-7. He throws a 5-hitter. A lone run, a solo shot by Nettles in the 6th. He walked 2 and struck out 2 and faced 33 batters. Because I have 11 a.m. meeting tomorrow and Dave Gardner support chats at 6:30. So we always want to give Dave and I an hour to do that with. So 7:45 the time. Andy Messersmith takes the loss. Inning and a third, 6 hits, 7 runs all earned. He gave up a home run to Fisk. He walked 4 and struck out 1. And then Tidrow and Figueroa do 7 2/3 innings of relief work. And Tidrow's got a start in 2 days, but he didn't really have much of a choice in the matter. So let's play the rest of the day in baseball. Yeah, Messersmith was good when healthy. He wasn't healthy anymore. Cubbies beat the Mets 8-7. Bruce Sutter gets the win. He goes to 3-4. Scott steals 2 and goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. The Pirates lose again, this time to St. Louis in 11. Mark Littell gets the win. He goes to 3-5. Montreal, behind Steve Rogers, who throws a 1-hitter, beats the Phillies 2-0. He struck out 4. The Dodgers beat Atlanta 10-9. Bob Horner, this might have been his debut game. Oh, no, it's not. He now has 2 home runs, drove in 4, 3 on the year. Atlanta pounds 5 homers in the loss. Terry Forster gets the win. Cleveland beats Detroit 4-1. Don Hood goes to 4-6. Jack Bellingham takes the loss. Baltimore 8, Toronto 6. Joe Kerrigan, not my teacher, gets his 3rd win of the year. Eddie Murray with his 13th homer. Milwaukee shuts down Minnesota 4-2. Larry Sorensen goes to 12-4. Houston, behind Mark Lemongello, defeats the Reds 5-1. A 3-hitter for Lemongello. He goes to 8-2 and beats Tom Seaver. Joe Ferguson with his 10th of the year. San Diego down San Francisco 5-4. Bill Madlock 3 for 4 with his 10th homer. Kansas City in a big series against the Angels beats them 11-4 at Anaheim. Rich Gale goes to 5-3. Tanana with the loss. 16 hits for the Angels. And last but not least, the Chi Sox beat Mariners 7-6. Jim Willoughby goes to 4-2. So the game tomorrow night will be, I don't think it will be Philadelphia and Montreal. How about that? I must have picked Kansas City, California for Wednesday. Yep. I did. So Philly, Montreal tomorrow. Standings, Phillies by 1 over the Pirates in the East. In the West, the Dodgers by 4.5 over Houston. 8.5 over Cincy. The Yankees lose. The Orioles are 2 back. The Red Sox are 5.5. And in the West, California trails Kansas City by 3. And so there you go. We'll talk to you tonight on Dave Gardner's channel. And it's like I said, 7:45 tomorrow night for the Expos and the Phillies right here on Retro Sports Network. I'm Ron Juckett. Be good to each other. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.